Hi.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Tasting, 1, 2, 3.
Hello.
Hello. Vicki. Hi. Can you hear everybody, Brenda? Sounds good. Okay.
Is this Brenda from here?
Yes, she's at home watching.
Oh, she's home. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm
So
gonna
that's a good test.
turn off all my sounds. Let's go.
All right, so we need to approve of the minutes. Everybody get a chance to read them.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
All in favor?
I keep forgetting that.
It's okay, I used to forget too. Opposed? Meetings have been approved.
Now, Miss Elena, for treasurer report.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes, I know, that was awfully fast.
Okay, you already have the report, and all I need to do now is for the, you have it, balance sheet. Let's go to the first one. So that's a general fund. It says current assets for cash. We have 996,216.73. Preferred money market, 504,164.67. Community trust CD, 103,887.19. Petty cash is 200.70. Okay, and we don't include the taxes receivable, for a total of 1,604,468.75. Okay, and on your second packet, this is a packet or a report. This is the balance sheet for the state funds. We have account balance of 30,411.26. So our total account is 1,634,881.
Motion to accept. Motion to accept. Any all agree? Well, I'll get there. All right. Any opposed? We need a second.
Somebody want to second the motion to
I thought
approve
you
the
did.
treasurer?
No, she just made the motion. She made the motion. Oh, okay, I'll second.
All in favor? We already did that.
Yeah, we did that.
Opposed?
Director of Financial, dear.
It's in your stack somewhere. I did add something to that. I found my receipt after and I said, oh, okay. So I actually got a call this morning that I have checks waiting at the clerk's office, so I'll stop there as soon as I get back. Starting with deposits. I did hand those out, didn't I? There's.
Is this the budget? What are you talking about?
It's this
Director of
one.
Financial.
No, she's talking
Oh,
about
okay.
her.
This one.
The direct one.
Yeah, all right. Found it.
It might be this. Okay. Oh, I need to turn our video on. Wait.
You have it, Jeanette, right? Yeah.
Our video is. Yeah, because I can see it. Okay. Oh, there we go. I should, it's backwards. Sorry. So in deposits, I had a deposit from the clerk's office for delinquent tax. That was $860.44. We had another deposit from the clerk's office for ad valorem. That's $9,215.13. We had a check from the state Department of Revenue for omitted tangible was $2,774.25. We had property tax from the sheriff's office for $13,206.61. We also had gas, oil, and LSG from the sheriff's office. That was $2,014.35. And we had franchise tax from the sheriff's office. That was $80,721.22. And we took in $28 in square sales, after their cut, it was $26.24. I think most of that was book sale. And I'm hoping this is the last one we have to have for a while. So total deposits was $108,818.24. And for last month's meeting, we had Kane Kitchen for lunch, and that was $84. We bought some stuff from Oriental Trading for summer reading. That was $323.86. I ordered pencils for summer reading, the fun shimmery color changing ones. That was through 4 Imprint, $755.16. We ordered summer reading t-shirts through, and this is an additional summer reading t-shirt, because we normally get the summer reading theme t-shirts through Demco, and I ordered the Workplace Pro ones because they were just so cool.
How many shirts were there?
I want to say it was around 25, and that was $244. So it's about $10 a shirt, roughly.
That's about- Who gets those?
Staff, volunteers, and that's
People involved in it.
yeah, people that'll be helping run programs or working during programs. Because Blackie Days was this past weekend, is that right? This
Yes,
past
it
weekend,
was.
we got planters and soil, and in Grace's invoices, you'll see that she paid for plants out of pocket and we're reimbursing her. Apparently they looked really nice when they were done, and the planters and soil that we bought initially was $168.30. We got more soil later. And then I went to Walmart and bought some janitor supplies and a Wi-Fi receiver for a second. We've got a water cooler in the,
No, somebody knocked.
oh, no, I think that was the air turning off, or it could be the faucet. I have a call in to Jimmy to come and fix some stuff here too.
Sorry.
I
heard it too.
I heard
I
it
hear
too.
it too.
So it was a knock?
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
Thought somebody knocking on the door here. I think it was.
the bubbles of
It's
the
the
water
bubbles.
could, yeah.
Oh, okay. I bought candy for Career Day. This is some of the leftovers. We'll be using candy during programming. Please help yourself. Otherwise I will eat some and it's bad for me. The candy, I bought like 6 of the huge bags at Walmart. It was $63.88, and then we bought more soil for Blackie for the planters. It was $28.44, and then I got individual chip bags for D&D and any other programs that we have them during those, and a case of water. It was $21.71, and then I repaid the overpayment from the sheriff, and that was $5, and then the one that I forgot to put on there was, no, sorry, it's written on this one, but I read it, I added it on this one, so it was the Workplace Pro shirts. So that's everything that I've done in the last month financially. Anybody have questions about any of those?
Motion, that's it. I'll make a motion in a second.
Second.
And all 4, yeah, and opposed, anybody? Vouchers.
Vouchers. Did anybody have any questions about the vouchers? I'm just gonna pass it. We got stuff hanging off the bottom. Okay. Anybody needs drinks, we have a water cooler in the workroom. I also have a case of library water in the back of my car. It's probably really warm right now, though. It's on the bottom of mine, but I added in the most recent invoice from Lewis Brothers for finishing the deck. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. I need to remember to add this into my voucher.
We only do this one here.
Right.
You don't see it? It's just the vouchers that she's, what she's bought. That's changed. No vouchers. Who can stand for this?
If you guys have questions about any of the vouchers, please feel free to ask.
How much does Jim cover? Does he charge by the hour or is he by the job?
He's by the hour, and if he gets supplies out of pocket, they'll go on the invoice also. I think most of that is hourly, and he's done a lot of work for us lately. He fixed the building's water leak. He fixed the downstairs men's bathroom urinal. He replaced the toilet workings on all the toilets for us, the flap and the float and the handle. I don't know if the handles got replaced, but all of the inside workings. He installed a new water fountain for us on the lower level because it needed it. The old one started leaking, and I was like, oh, that's got to go.
What about the young boy?
He fixed that too. He did a couple of small jobs for us. He replaced one of the sump pumps in the basement. And I've got to call into him to fix the water fountain out here because it's the arc goes past the water fountain basin, and we've got a drip on this sink. So I've got to call into him, and as soon as my phone will start connecting with his phone, I'm sure he'll be happy to come out here and fix stuff for us. And I've also got to call into Verlin Short to come and work on the flower beds for us here. They definitely need mulching and, I don't know, trimming, whatever else he does to the flower beds for us.
I had a call in for a week.
He's probably very busy this time of year.
Jim Cordell can do electric for too, a
Mhm.
little bit, if you need him rather than Cordell.
He replaced a light switch for us,
Yeah.
and he put in an automatic door closer in the basement.
Mhm.
Because even though it's behind locked doors, we have to have an automatic closer on the mechanical room for the elevator. So he put that in. Do you want to call for a motion for vouchers?
Yeah.
Oh, as soon as we're
Making
done.
sure. Motion to accept vouchers.
I make a motion.
And second. I can give you, I'll say A, I keep negative first. Oh, well. Everybody agree? Yes. Any opposed?
I don't think there's any reason you couldn't do the negative first.
Okay, Blackie updates.
They've got the ad ready for the paper. I chose June 8th as the bid opening date. I'm just gonna sit at a table out front and open bids. Bill's supposed to be sending me the spec sheet to give out to contractors if they're interested. So that's all the movement on Blackie. And the ad for the request for bids will be in the paper starting this Wednesday. And it'll run for, we're only required to run it for 1 week, but I said to do it for 2 weeks, just in case. And I'll probably put it on Blackie's Facebook and our put it on Blackie's Facebook, and then I'll have all of our Facebooks share it. Because, you know, I want them to know. I'd like us to get some bids. Yes. The Jenkins project update, you can see the door is not finished. The deck is finished. The deck looks really nice. The door, I asked Brian to send me an email, and you all have a copy of it in front of you. Basically, what happened is Pella sent us a non-ADA compliant door. Brian could not modify it to make it ADA compliant. Pella would not modify it to make it ADA compliant. So he has to order a new door. And let me find my copy of the email. Basically, lead time on that, if he goes someplace else, is 6 weeks. If he stays with Pella, it's going to be 11 weeks. And he said he'd leave that up to you guys. It's a pretty door. It would be lovely. I'm not really sure that I think it matters at this point.
There's a big difference between 6 weeks and 11 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The 6 weeks is for a similar fashion door. 11 weeks is if we want to stay with Pella. And I think if we stay with Pella, the price stays the same, but if he has to order the door from someplace else, we would cover that cost.
Would Pella refund the money on this one?
I don't think if we go someplace else, they would refund it. I need to ask Brian, but it's their fault. Yeah. You would think any external door they should make would be ADA compliant, but I'm not.
They have to insert, any public government can insert certain specifications. Because,
They should have known that.
that was just a mess up in the order.
Yeah, that doesn't miss.
That's
And
the last weeks, that's 2.5 months,
It's,
almost 3 months.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's,
That's not be ready.
that's June, July, August, so, over September. I mean, I like to go,
Yeah, all of these windows are there,
all the doors in the library. are
all of
also-
these are there.
So that's these.
So it's there.
And of course, it's good quality.
They might talk to me, but I don't think it would increase the time or decrease the time.
It's getting parts and getting them built.
And they're having supply chain issues. Brian's having supply chain issues. I think, I mean, I can ask him and then just ask him if Pella is willing to refund the cost of the door if we go someplace else.
If you send the door back, it looks like they would refund it. Refund it? I don't know why they wouldn't. You send it back. Check with him and see if they even will take it back.
it's not, repackaged. Repackaged.
I think they say.
I think if you order from Bella, they take this and if there's a new one, but like I said, it's within the time. But I
They
think
missed off the summer.
yeah,
They
will
Activities on the deck, yeah.
I actually talked with Brenda about that, and we can still have stuff on the deck. It's just a longer,
Access, yeah.
Yeah.
Access to it.
takes a little bit longer to get stuff over to the deck. But she said they could pack tables and chairs out there.
It's a little extra.
It is,
yeah, it is.
but
Okay, Bella, they're good quality.
they are good quality.
And again, I don't know if they will tell you, okay, you have it in 6 weeks. But it can come back to you, and it will come in 11 weeks. I mean, the situation, the way it's achieving to you, I don't know.
That just means the contractor will get paid for it.
Yeah.
Not for that part of the job. They're already being paid for what they've done, which is the deck. But of course, they're not gonna charge us for this part until it's done.
Will Bella take this back then because if you're going to order from another company?
I'm pretty sure Brian said that Pella just told him to hang on to it, and use it if it's elsewhere.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe elsewhere. Yeah.
We don't.
We don't. We don't.
He might
He might have a
use
job for it.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
I just wanted to improve the floor.
So that it's
Wheelchair.
Well, it's.
I thought it was the problem was the handle or
No, it's the threshold. With the door that they sent us, the threshold is too high. I think you said it's 2¼ inches, and the threshold allowance for ADA is maybe 1¾ or 1½. So it was just gonna be too high of a bump for a wheelchair.
So but they also,
It is quite a threshold to try and get over in a wheelchair.
Did he say what the alternative brand of door would be?
He didn't.
That would be my
Yes.
question.
that's the thing too.
If it's the Anderson door or something like that, that would be the same quality.
It should be in the specifications whether it's a metal door and it meets the,
It's a metal door and it has a fire rating. It would have the glass, like he said, it's comparable to this one. Pellet door unit that is on site does not meet handicap accessible standards. Similar alternative door, 6 weeks is the quickest. 11 weeks for the Pella.
So that's month more.
So what you
We
want to know
tell
is if we want to wait or if we want to.
If it were me, I would wait because it's already paid for by the Lewis brothers. It's not gonna, neither one of them are really gonna be here in time for us to go out the door for
the
summer
summer
reading
stuff, yeah.
programming. And it is gonna be a little bit farther walk around. It's summer reading programming for here is either gonna be here on the deck or up at the
would
amphitheater.
it be handicap accessible for
Yeah.
For anybody that wanted to come to programming, it would. There's the ramp is right outside, next to the walkway. We can.
Okay, for me, I'd rather go for Pella. Wait, that's another, yeah. It's
That's
6
what I
weeks.
mean, everything else.
6,
is-
and this
is
one is
Pella.
11 weeks, yeah. And we just like I said, it's paid and
We know it's good quality.
yeah, it's good
just a little
quality.
bit
That's
longer.
my opinion is that we just wait and tell Brian, okay, get the Pella, put the order right now.
We've waited this long on that.
Yeah, that's
Anybody
not,
else? You're making a motion to go ahead.
yeah, this is the, well, I was going to ask for.
I don't think we need a
opinion,
motion
but
for it,
I can make a motion if you want me to.
I don't think we need a motion since we already
Yeah,
accepted.
it's just,
Brian's.
yeah, it just, yeah.
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 It's just maybe by majority that if you all want to
Everybody
say
agree with you, waiting for Pella.
Peggy, what do you think?
I think either way would be fine, but since all the rest of them are pale, it would probably be best to go with them.
That's for my mind.
That's what my mind
Okay.
suggested. And you know, the 6 weeks that it say, it might come 7 weeks, 8 weeks.
And
With
it might
the
be a
problem
month.
of shipping,
Who knows?
yeah. And we already have this whole family here. I
And it
mean,
may indeed next year.
exactly, so if you might as well just go with Stella because, you know, maybe what, a matter of 5 weeks compared to the 6 weeks. And okay, that's just my opinion.
I think we're all in agreement.
Okay.
The sick bank policy. I am having trouble finding sick bank policies. I did get a couple. Basically, they all say the same, something similar to anybody that wants to participate in a sick bank would, they have to have a certain number of sick time accrued, and then they would put a certain number of hours in the same sick bank, and the library could match that. And then anybody that is a member of the sick bank could use sick time that's been gathering in the sick bank. And at any time, the board can select to get rid of or stop collecting for the sick bank. But I also read something that basically says that if a employee has qualifying illness or has a family member with qualifying illness, that we can just donate sick time, like other employees can donate sick time to that person as long as we have enough sick time accrued ourselves. Like I've got, I don't know how much, over 100 hours I could donate. And then if the board wanted to, I think we can, like I can try and find a policy or write a policy if you wanted to do it this way. And I think maybe we could see if it's legal for the library to match donated sick time.
When you say match, what does it mean?
Like
If
if-
I'm an employee, if I give my 10 hours that I have accumulated, then the library will get another 10 hours from another, or just from
From the
for
library.
hours from the library? Is
It
that what
wouldn't,
you're
it
saying?
wouldn't have to be,
Because matching?
it
Is that how
wouldn't
the
have to
match
be,
works?
that's basically how match works, but it wouldn't have to be up to like 10 hours. Like,
I'm
if-
just, no, that's just.
Right. like if I wanted to
Example.
donate to a coworker that is like, has been continuously not able to work for, I don't know, 5 weeks or something along those lines. If I wanted to donate like 4 hours, then the library could
Donate
also
another.
donate 4 hours, but I have to make sure that's legal.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just asking, specify what the library's role will that be, that it's also matching whoever donates the hours.
I know with the
So-
sick bank, the library puts in a certain amount of sick time, but I have to make sure if we're just donating from one employee to another, I have to make sure if it's legal for the library to match.
Exactly, that's what my question is.
Okay, I'm not sure yet.
Does every employee, is it, it's not a mandatory, they can join if they choose to.
Yes, with
Yeah,
sick
yeah,
bank.
yeah, yeah. Because I know that if I was an employee and I say, I have to take care of my mother, whatever, and I don't have any more sick days, so maybe Vicky, can you give me, you have accumulation of 40 hours or whatever, could you please give me or whatever, 10 hours? Is that how it works? So unless it is
Well, if it goes,
agreeable.
if it goes in the bank, you don't have to ask specific people.
Oh,
Right.
really?
Right.
Oh, okay.
If
If it's
it
in
goes
the
in
bank, it's not drawing money from the bank, you know, if you go in, you know, draw your money out.
If it goes in the bank, you would have to fill out a request or an application to
And the
use
doctor
sick
would have to
time.
approve.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so my question
It's
again
like-
too
It's
is,
like the FMLA, a doctor would have to sign off on.
yeah, my question too is that with all the sick days of those who want to join that, do they all be in a bank?
They'll all be together in one bank. And it's basically a first get sick, first.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Kind of.
I know, that's what I'm saying, because you don't know when you're, okay.
Yeah,
My
I want to
thing
get
is,
sick before you do, so I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
get days.
my thing is, there are not so many employees
yeah.
in this organization. Okay, that I know that we use our sick days all the time, vacation days, we use them all the time. So how much bank are we going?
Would there actually be?
Will there be really a decent amount, okay?
Yeah.
Or of sick days or vacation days from all of these employees, which is 18, I think, or 15.
There's
employees.
18 employees.
18, okay. So
yeah,
that's
I
just
think
my
you're-
question. Is it really practical or is it too much paperwork or
That's
I don't
nice.
know.
That's why I started looking into the direct donation of sick time, because it would be a lot of paperwork.
Yeah,
Well, we would
that's
have to
and-
set qualifying illness.
Yeah,
What's gonna be our qualifying illnesses?
That-
Well,
Give-
doc-
yes,
the doctor. But I
Yes.
mean,
and
we have to have a list.
yeah, that thing
Yeah.
too. So I don't know if it really works. I know Libby was saying that she had how many days of
38, and I couldn't donate them at all.
Yeah, because she left.
Because I left before I donated.
but
and
again-
then I wanted to donate this.
But then again, in the school system, they have hundreds of employees.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Everybody who wants to join
Yeah.
that, and just put it in the
Could
bank.
you possibly check with the school system and see what their policy is? Because they do direct. If someone like in a school has a major illness or disaster, then people can donate directly to that person.
Mhm, that's what I'm thinking.
So you might check their policy if they'll let you. I don't know.
I can call Denise Yance and see if she can.
Yeah, because
Yeah, that's probably because see, but it's different in the school, Libby, because there's so many people there.
yeah,
When you were employees there, but in the library, there's just 18 and
Well, how many
Eight
of
are
them are
just-
gonna have extra hours to
exactly,
go in the bank?
because I know that when I was the director, everybody uses their sick day, everybody uses their vacation. It has come to an extent that they don't get paid because they've overused
yeah.
their thing, and so that's just my point, unless everybody suddenly got help.
Well, we
Just-
wish for that.
Yeah, we wish for that.
Yeah,
but
we wish
it-
for everybody to be healthy.
Yeah.
So, I'm just asking, is there really, I know that each likes that, I like it too, but
I like the idea of it if
Yeah,
we're gonna
but
have
the-
enough to
the
bank.
practicality of it might not be really,
I'll look
for
into,
a small organization like us.
well, there's a few of us that hardly ever, I'm
Use it.
more commonly using them now, sick and vacation time. But, I'll see if we can do a direct donation program, and see,
That might be a
because
good idea.
That would be better.
That would be
Let's say
better.
I never called in and I've got a major excess of them anyway, and if somebody needs them.
Yeah,
I'll give
that's
them to
good.
you, Whatever.
I think there's certain things that people have to do to qualify to receive.
Yeah, I mean, the same,
donation.
same thing as having a qualifying
Yeah, yeah,
list
Yeah,
of illnesses. We'd have to have, yeah.
I think it's like 5 weeks without being able to work and being out of sick time and,
broken leg,
yeah, using FMLA. But I'll look into that also.
Moving right along with new business. Budget and actual numbers.
Okay, we're going to the good one.
If you saw my report, you know, it took me forever to figure out why I hadn't done it. But it's in here. Did everybody's got a copy?
Is it the one that's
It's-
got the blue?
Freedom to one?
Yes. I'm gonna fly through this. I'm mostly gonna look at budget and relate it back to the actual numbers, because our actual numbers are a few months out of date. I try to underestimate what we're going to receive as funds. And looking at last year, we took in almost $500,000 for real property. So I budgeted for 450,000 to be received next year. Depending on what we choose when we get to tax rates, that may be a little bit off. Tangible property, I left at 1,000 because we've taken in, and we don't like constantly get tangible property payments. We took in $2,380 and change last year's, and so far this year, we've taken in $1,781.76. So I left that at $1,000. Mineral tax, we took in a little bit under 33,000 last year, so I left that at 35,000. We haven't taken in any mineral tax so far this year. Franchise tax, we took in $461.97 last year, and I left it at 140. So far this year, we've only taken in, so far this year, we've only taken in 14,160.
It's just up to December, Alida.
Right, right. It should be, we should have been at the halfway mark for that. Delinquent tax, I left at 25 because we took in over 29 last year. Telecommunications, I left at 10,000 because we usually take in about 11,000 a year. Motor vehicle tax, that was way higher than we expected last year. I had budgeted for 80,000 and we took in $97,893.18. So I bumped that up a little bit to 95,000, even though I know the tax rate was left the same, even though even like it would have been what we paid last year instead of a higher rate as was expected. So I'm expecting us to take in around 756,000 in tax funds. I'm not expecting to take in any federal or state or county funds. So that one is all zeros. We took in last year, even though it was much slower, much less window of opportunity, we took in $1,951.79 for faxes, copies, book sales. We weren't charging for faxes and copies for a long chunk of last year. And since we've already taken in more than $4,000 in copies and faxes since January, not January, since July 1 through the end of December, we took in over 4,000. So I put that category at $8,000. And then other revenues, the refunds is always the E-rate, and we're expecting to get back about the same, $2,000. I haven't gotten the E-rate funds for this past year, should be going into the account now. Donations, we took in $2,750 this past year. Thank you, Lena. And I left that at 1,000 again. Grants, we always apply for the Remake Learning Days grants, but we've had a few opportunities in the last couple of years. I left that at 1,000 because I don't want to project that we're going to have a lot of grant funds next year and just not have grants available to us. And interest, we took in $4,459.46 in interest last year. So I left it at around 4,000. I left it at 4,000, but I understand that that could be lower. So I'm expecting us to take in roughly $771,600 for the year next year, which would put us with the reserve, it would put us at around $2,104,004, knowing that that actually could be much lower. So salaries, you have the sheet that has the, everybody should.
Here.
The long one, the long one, this one. Did you get one? You did. Asking if there's anybody.
I can look and only be.
Sam, is there anybody specifically
No.
that you can't hear, or is it just cutting in and out?
Oh. Well, then it's-
On that one, I don't, what's the additional time?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
That's the job description for the floater.
Oh, but it says.
It says,
It's $12.
yes, that was me. I was looking at this job description last night while I was writing, and I was like, $11 is not enough. 12. And they would be 12 across the board.
It's my phone.
You're a wanted lady.
It's already on mute. Okay, let me just
Cutting
put that on.
Berlin Short just sent me a friend request.
So that's $12, right?
Yes, $12 an hour.
Well, actually, that
It would-
increase they got last year, they went, oh,
I'm sorry?
the increase that they got last year, went whole, because of the increase.
Everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything else.
Plus the,
And the gas,
yeah.
so my suggestion of 6% was really the way my.
No, it keeps going up. So I asked Wayne to do, 3 and 5, and he put in 2 also. So did Sam say whether it is? I don't know what's causing it. The microphone is it specific people he can't hear?
I'm never gonna call, I can't be heard.
Okay.
Now, are the salaries based on experience or how do we rate them? I see some of the full-time people, some are making $17 an hour and some people making $11.
That's based on how long they've been here, generally. Education level, how long they've been here. How long they've been here is a big part of it. And when I get people that have the master's degree in library science, I try to make sure that they make a little bit more than somebody that doesn't have a master's degree. Because I know.
So actually salary is based on the qualification.
Yes. And how long they've been here.
So we have people working now for additional qualifications.
Roy just finished his certification. Well, he had a temporary one, and he finished the college classes to get the paraprofessional, which is what he needs. The temporary is only good for 5 years. And from what I understand, you can only get a temporary once. So we're gonna send in his paraprofessional certification application and the renewal of a couple of people. Whoever the new person is, I'm assuming is gonna need oh, Berlin says he's coming by today. Sorry. Berlin, to look at the flower beds here. Because he can do that when we're not
So
open.
Roy, actually, even though he's full-time employees pay.
He should not be, no, yes, no, there's some, he's the lowest full-time.
Yes.
And he's actually been, Scarlett's newer than Roy is, but Scarlett has a master's degree in library science. And now that Roy's certified, I'm gonna give him a raise. I don't think he's watching, so it might be a surprise to him.
How about the part-time people?
Part-time people, we made sure they were all at $10 when we did the most recent raises. It doesn't show their current salaries.
So there's no 120 of 10 on there. So.
Right. When I initially got this back, it had the old salaries. You're like, this is wrong.
So actually, only got 2 people part-time.
No, we've got
I think a lot.
2 part-time people at each branch, except for White's, 2 part-time circulation clerks at each branch, except for Whitesburg, where we have 1, and then we've got a part-time janitor at each branch, except for Tabitha, who works at 2 branches.
Who are the part-timers again in black?
At Blackie, it's Laura, and it was Nettie, but
Nettie.
we're
But she's already replaced, right?
no, we're doing the interviews Thursday and Monday.
So I presume that whoever will take Nettie's place will get very already.
No.
No?
No, they'll start at 10.
I'm just wondering.
Unless you think I should, I mean, if I start a new person at 11, we'll have to bump up everybody else that is at 10 up to 11.
Because
We
Because
agreed
you're
at
going-
that meeting when we got
Yeah.
the raise that they would
Yeah,
start at 10.
yeah,
That's still,
and
Because
there's,
they were only getting 8 or something.
Yeah,
yeah, that's,
that's still wrong. Below.
it's
It
still
is,
there.
it is.
Because you're going with another additional floating that, oh, because that's full time.
Mhm.
That's fine, okay, okay.
I did, sorry, back to the budget. I did put a little bit more than what was projected for the 5%, just to give us a little bit of wiggle room. So for salaries, I put 405,000. And then the other things that we are required to pay, like FICA, FICA, I put 30,000, and last year it was 20,549. But on here, FICA is $25,014.53 if we were to do the 5% raise. Workman's comp, I put down $4,000. Unemployment insurance, I put down $2,000. Medicare, $6,000. And medical insurance, I put down $1,300. That's wrong. $130,000. And then the retirement fund would stay at $50,000. So that total is for all of the personnel lines is $627,000. Okay. So let me move the microphone a little bit. I hope that helps. And just because I put it in the budget does not mean that we have to. It would be nice, but we don't have to. So, and then operating expenses, I left ads at 4,000, and that includes all the little things that I get printed that have the library's logo on them. And any radio spots or newspaper ads that we take. And that includes anytime we have to have a public notice printed. Okay, accounting and bookkeeping, just because sometimes they have to raise their amounts also, I put accounting up to 11,000 and the audit up to 10,000, where those were both 1,000 less last year. And then I put I put $100,000 in the architect line just because. Bake charges, I left at 200, and that's like the monthly maintenance fee for the petty cash account. We shouldn't have a monthly maintenance fee for any of the other accounts. Building maintenance, I put at $50,000, which is what I had it at last year and the year before. And then building repair, I bumped up to $500,000, just because of all the things that are on the long range planning list.
That includes the blanket project.
Mm-hmm. Equipment, this is just equipment that we purchase. I left it at $12,000 because the computers are not, they're in a different line. Furniture, I put up to $50,000 because, you know, we probably need to start replacing some of it or getting it reupholstered. Utilities, I left at $70,000. Telephone, I left at $30,000, even though we spent $13,687.93 last year on telephone charges. We could probably lower that, but I'd rather have it there and need it there than not.
You know, when you get the telephone bills, it also has the, other than that one, advertising, you know, the one that goes on the other pages. So if
we don't have the yellow page ad anymore. We're listed in the yellow, we're listed in the telephone books. But
so you don't
they
even
make
want
those
advertisement?
Yeah, just
You
gotta,
don't put in
just
the
got,
library.
Really?
it was just yellow.
I don't
pages.
know when I've seen one. I just got one.
all the
Yeah,
ones
they
that
have
I
one
get
in
now are
years.
super tiny.
Yeah.
They're like
because-
half-size phone books that are about the
Everybody's
size of
dropping
an-
They're tiny.
Yeah, because they're so expensive. Plus
Yeah,
they're very,
I'm probably
very
gonna
expensive.
I've got
Advertising.
mine.
It is, and that's why I stopped it, because I was like, I
Hours are
didn't
breaking
realize
up.
we were paying you. And
You
this
know,
was like
you're happy.
maybe 2 years ago that I
Yeah,
turned that
300
off.
maybe a month, something like that.
It was a little bit out of hand.
It was too much because you also have this 4 libraries that you
Mhm.
could engage.
So we canceled the yellow pages.
That's
ad.
great. That's good.
Save money where you can.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
That's what I'm trying to do. And then the property insurance is $25,000. It's a little bit of wiggle room there also. Programming, and this is operating costs. So anytime it's not necessarily programming materials, but like when we pay Kelly to come and do yoga classes, or if we pay Mad Cat Puppets, which they can't come this year, they're completely booked for summer reading. If we pay Honey Hill Farm to come and do a petting zoo, it would come out of this one. It's $20,000. So far, we've spent $2,000. I'm expecting that to go up.
Do we have anything for senior citizens, for training to
Computer.
help with computers?
We're actually taking names for a computer class right now. I need to sit down. I'm gonna end up teaching a computer class.
Okay.
So
Like at each library?
we have one-on-one, like helping somebody do stuff at each library. But the computer classes are probably only gonna be at Whitesburg. Right now, I've got 4 people that are interested.
I know several times, I've had Laura and Grace sent me because one time, they hacked my Facebook account,
Oh, no.
and it took Grace almost 2 days she didn't know, she
Mm-hmm.
really helped me. And I was just wondering if people in the community, if they knew that help was possible for them to local library to take advantage of.
I'm sure they would. Up, when we get ready to do signups for the computer class, I'll make sure we put it on
Yeah,
Facebook and maybe ask Sam to put it in the paper for us.
I think that would be a good idea. Because
We could
I
do
know a
it.
lot of people are really, like me, an idiot on computer. And,
I'm sure
but
that's
really-
not true.
but really,
You know what it is.
I think we could all use, and there's always room for improvement.
Mhm.
He's not
Okay.
computers working that day. So
That's just,
you don't want to throw it out the window.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it.
I would like that. But that would be included in the program, not
Yes, that would definitely be included in programming. We don't really have much of a cost for teaching computer classes. It's just me and a handout and computers. Okay, contract labor. I left this in just in case, because in case we needed to do something along those lines again. That's where subs used to be listed. And I put in $1,000 for the grounds. That's the 920 last year is where Verlin was doing the cleanup of the flower beds here and at Neon, and I'm gonna see if he can do that again. Just come and do some maintenance and put down mulch, whatever else we need. And then I added a line item because I'm never sure where official charges, like the UFR, we pay $500 to register as a special purpose government entity. We're required to every year. And I don't think that belongs in programming, and it doesn't belong in advertising or bookkeeping, bank charges. So I made it its own line, and I'm putting UFR, which is uniform. It's the form that we fill out for being a special purpose government entity, and they put it on the state's website. I don't remember what UFR stands for. It's uniform something financial. I'm not gonna hurt myself this morning trying. So, so far I've put in $596 in $596 in that line, and that's just the yearly charge for the UFR, and then one of the post office boxes, the rental fee. So, I should have put something in that line. I'm gonna take 1,000 from contract labor and put it in that line. So contract labor is now 4,000 and official charges is 1,000. Computer appropriations, sorry, computer services on the next page. So far this year, automation has been $9,022 last year. This year so far, we've spent $9,501, and there were some additional things we had to sign up for in order to upgrade the library's OPAC. We've got the cloud hosting now, and that was included in the $9,501. So just because I'm not sure, I went ahead and put $30,000 in that, just in case. And it, you know, if we don't spend that, it's okay. It'll be there next year. Hardware, last year I spent $7,260.83, and I think last year we got some new cataloging computers or front desk computers. I think we got one for Neon, and one for. Did we get us? Okay. Look, I'm sure that was more than one computer. But because I know I've got 12 computers on order from Dell, that reminds me. I did not put that on the agenda. As it falls under budget. Maybe that's what I was forgetting. I'm not sure I have the invoice or the sorry. Hardware, I put, that's computers, replacing computers. I put $50,000. Because I know we're gonna need to replace more than just neons. Software, we spent so far this year, $2,365.22. Some of that is Adobe, some of that is for, software needed for automation. There's one called PIP. It's a software that we have to add so that we can have other companies that would get, like Hoopla has to access our cataloging system to view, not view, but to double check that patrons are of good standing. So that was part of that software. And maintenance, it's computer maintenance. I left it at 3,000 because that includes anytime I have to call Scotty and ask him to hook a computer up to the printer, which I can't do since they're all like wireless. The printers are wireless now. He works magic that I do not understand yet. And then services contract, I left it 300 because we don't really have any services contracts, but it's one of those in case things, in case I have to sign up for a service contract. So for computers, that's $90,800 on the budget. So far this year, we've spent $13,441.77 on all of the computer stuff that we've done. And that's including the 3 laptops that I got for Roy, Tessa, and myself. This is one of those. Materials, books. I left, this is just general books, like if I order something and it's, if I get the almanac and I get Guinness Book of World Records for all of the branches, I usually just put it in there. I have not so far. Blackie, I left at 8,000. Harry Cottle, I left at 20,000 because we buy a lot and send some out. Jenkins, I left at 8,000. Fleming Neon, I left at 8,000, and I left the bookmobile at 5,000. So that's $49,700 on books only. You can see what we've spent so far this year. Blackie spent $2,764.36. Harry Cottle has spent $10,586.49. Jenkins has spent just over 6,000. Neon has spent around a little over almost 6,000, almost 3,600. And the bookmobile, Roy's bought almost $2,000 worth so far this year. And then periodicals, these all get put in together for all the branches. Periodicals, we've spent about $891.02. I did ask people, I asked the branches to stop carrying magazines that people weren't looking at. But I've still got 4,500 in the periodicals line. So if somebody needs a magazine, like if somebody is asking for something specific, we can order it. Newspapers, I left at 1,000 because we spent about $1,000 last year on magazines.
What about, I know we ceased getting election early because if you get it in the mail, you get it a day later.
We actually get it sometimes up to a week late.
Yeah.
Is it available
That's why
electronically?
Sorry?
Is it available electronically?
You could.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
it-
it is Friday.
We have it electronic.
Yeah, for a
Just
fee.
at home. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think, but Libby, you get it if you subscribe the
Yeah, you have to
printer.
subscribe to
You have
it,
to
yeah.
You have to subscribe the printer.
Do you have to get the
To get
print
To get
version
the
also?
electronic.
It's just electronic. I don't
Just
do the
electronic.
print. I did do the print till I
Stop
get it,
counting them.
yeah.
What's the cost of it?
I don't know. My husband did it. I think it's $19 to $20.
For a year.
Maybe I
I'll look.
suggest a
I don't
little,
know.
maybe you could check and maybe have the 4 libraries then,
I
electronic.
think that's a month.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a
But
month.
I like to check the scores of sports.
Yeah, you're right.
We check it. I mean, I check just the lead stories most of the time.
Well,
My niece writes for
reasonable
the
level.
paper, so I always read hers.
And I like to read the
Okay.
editorial.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
We're still getting the Lexington Herald in Whitesburg. It's
We still
whatever
need
the
it,
branches.
I think.
Yeah.
We still
But
need
it's
it.
I know we
whenever,
could
it can be
have-
3 or 4 days late.
Oh,
Yeah.
sometimes they bundle it a week.
Sometimes it's up to a week late.
Because everything
Stop
goes to an auction and then back.
They just quit delivering here.
Oh, yeah. we will.
There's no delivery.
Just through the mail. Yeah, I can look into getting electronic, like see if we can get,
Maybe a discount.
it has to be multiple people. Like,
Just check on it.
I'd have to see. Yeah, I'll have to call them and be like, look, we're a library.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I can maybe put
With
the,
several branches.
yeah, yes, a library with several branches. Not, I can't guarantee how many people would look at it a day, but I'd like to be able to put it on our website as something that they can click on. Okay, reference, I left it 3,000. I haven't spent 3,000 in a couple of years. That's like when I get something like the Big Diabetes Source book from Great House Publishing. Occasionally we get a life in the times of, and it's like what life was like during that decade. Audiobooks, we're slowing down a great deal on ordering audiobooks because people just aren't checking them out. They're getting the digital copies, downloads. I'm trying to explain to them that if they use our digital services, then they won't have to pay for Audible.
Yeah, because so many of these new cars, they don't have CD players.
Right.
anymore.
You gotta hook
You
your phone up
You
to
cannot
it.
even use your CD music
Yeah,
in the new cars.
And you can go serious.
Yeah, and just go Siri
Or-
Sirius.
or hook your phone up and then play stuff
Yeah,
through
yeah.
your phone,
Yeah,
They
which
don't
is
have
all-
CD players
or
anymore.
USB, so you can throw in a.
which is all great and good until your front speakers stop working and you can't hear your phone when it's hooked up to the car. Never mind.
When you're driving and you have to stop and do it. While you're trying to
Sometimes
drive.
there's no signal for those too.
Yeah, we are still continuing to purchase DVDs and Blu-rays. So I left $7,000 in videos. Last year, we spent just over 3,000. So far this year, we've spent we've spent $2,765.34. And that's all the branches. That's not just Whitesburg. And then electronic databases, I raised it a little because it was at 9,000. Last year, I spent $6,122.72, and then we added Hoopla, which is still going strong. But that put us at $10,000, $168.80 spent on databases so far. That's not going to go up any farther for this year. And then video games. Tessa had the card over the weekend so she could buy supplies for the painting class, the paint pouring class. And they were gonna buy more this year's $300 worth of video games. I don't know if she has. I did specifically ask her to buy Mario Kart and Super Smash Brothers for the Switch because the library is going to participate in a regional tournament in Super Smash and Mario Kart. and it's like us against other libraries. It's gonna be fun, I hope. And then, the next page is supplies.
We will make you guys please sit down and not play anymore. You need to talk.
I had this job. I was a newly minted librarian, not too, it was only 20 years ago, but we would buy video games and video game supplies for the library, and I have to product test it.
Gotcha. Well, everything needs to be.
It does need, we need to know how to do it so we can help others do it. So we've spent, so far this year, we've spent almost $6,000 on office supplies, and that's everything from toner to, not these pens, those, but like the paper that goes in the printers. So I left the office supply budget at $16,000. Programming supplies, this is where we buy like the paint for paint pouring, and when we order from Oriental Trading, it comes in this line. We spent about $7,779.41 last year, and that was for like the take and make kits. And I think for also when I don't remember, painting kits that we sent out. So far this year, we've spent $6,226.51. That's also for kits, take and makes, and so I left that part at $10,000. In the future, I might need to raise that. That's just supplies. Processing, which is all the stickers that we put on books, book covers, when we cover the book cover in plastic, bags that the libraries use to send people home with their big stack of books. Last year, we spent $1,161.66, and we are over that and beyond already. We've spent $2,249.20. A lot of that was because we were doing, at the beginning of the year, we were doing curbside service. We bought the bags and we would hand them out to people. So I actually raised the processing budget a little to $5,000 from the $2,000. And then janitor supplies, I left at $2,000. Postage, I left at $700. Last year, we went a little bit over. It was $795.29. So far this year, we've spent $414.30. And then I put $800 in the grounds, and nothing in PPE and CARES grant purchases, because that grant is not offered anymore. So budgeted for supplies is $33,700. And then for the bookmobile, which is back and running, and we had to replace both batteries in the bookmobile, and those you have to order them special. So so far during the year, he spent $480 on gas. Last year it was $710.
Don't you think that's at least double this year?
Because
It probably is, but
They raised 20 cents over the weekend. 15 cents.
so he never comes close to the gas budget. I left it at $2,500. So
We've been closer.
I know it'll be close this year. I wish it weren't. And so far this year in maintenance on the bookmobile, that's when we had to take it to have that sensor replaced, any oil changes, when we got the tires replaced. So far we've spent $1,242.83. That does not cover the most recent fix, which was the batteries. I left that at $2,000, and so last year we spent $1,022.74. So far this year we've spent $1,722.83, and the total for the budget is going to be $4,500 for maintenance and gas on the bookmobile.
What about insurance?
That's under other insurances. It's included in the property insurances, the property and flood. It was on the second page. Continuing education. We had, where Vicky and I went to the conference, that is not showing up yet because it was in March. But I think the hotel was like $600 and registering for the conference was like $200. So we're not up to the $3,000 mark yet. So I left that as is. Tuition, this is Roy's last class is showing in the blue line, the blue column, was $621. And that's the only thing that we've needed to spend tuition on this year. Last year, we spent $1,121, and that was also Roy's 2 college courses. So I left tuition at $2,000.
Do we pay for tuition for all full-time people and part-time people?
Only staff members that need to be certified.
Okay.
Like if we hire somebody for the full-time floater position and they're not ready to be certified, we would pay for all the classes that they have to take to be certified, since we're requiring.
Do we have any people now not certified?
None of the part-time people are certified. All of the full-time people are certified.
So do we have any incentive for those part-time people to be certified?
No,
Why not?
because they don't need to be certified.
When I was admissions director, I always looked at the faculty and that particular schools, the faculty had a master's degree, beyond bachelor's and master's degree in Rec 1, and some of them working on doctors. I usually got my best students. So a good leader, I always looked at a good leader as having certified people, as many as possible.
If we require certification from the part-time people, we would be paying for the certification from the part-time.
Are you saying certification is not your job description?
Right.
But I would want all my people to be certified. Because to me, that would represent, if everybody on this list was certified, that would really look good as far as being able to perform duties. Well, even if let's say another job came up in another county, if they were certified, then they could better themselves. And it looks like we're hindering self-improvement. And I mean, to me, I went back, I wanted to get a master's degree in a Rank 1, and therefore I wanted to do that. So I think if we encourage all our part-time people to be certified, that looks better on the library to have all.
It does, and I'm not saying that our part-time people can't be certified.
Do we do anything to encourage them to be certified?
No,
And we
because
should.
if we're requiring certification of part-time people, we're paying for their classes at $600 per semester for 4 semesters. So $2,400 per staff member, plus the certification cost, which is $20.
How many
$55.
people are not certified in the?
In the list?
Yeah.
Well, the part-times, I think, are not certified.
I am, Peggy is, Grace is,
Those are the full-time.
Regina is, Vicky is, Tessa, Roy is. Ian is
Scarlett is.
available to be, Scarlett is.
Is he certified now?
No, I'm gonna send in his certification application when I send in the renewals.
So he will be certified shortly.
He will be, but the library doesn't pay for it.
But it's
And
already,
nothing is promised.
yeah, but he's done already. He's qualified already. He's
Oh, is he?
certified, right? That's what he said. I don't know.
but he said that he inquired from the department and they said he's ready to be certified. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that we, the library, don't have to pay for it. If he's already qualified to get it.
Well, that wouldn't cost us anything.
Yeah, only the $25 to certify him. So what I'm saying is that the extra education, because he said he already has the money. I don't know, this is just
When I talked to Charlie at KDLA about Roy's certification, Roy, when he got his temporary certification, has a bachelor's degree and had already, and had the bachelor's degree when he applied for his temporary certification. The rules for certification changed. And they're like different rules. I know Roy's qualifies because he started the application process before they changed the rules. I'm not sure like what all Ian would need to do if he's not, like if the classes he's taken doesn't qualify. But I think now for him, it would be classes plus time worked in the library plus something else. But I think we're asking for trouble if we require certification of all the staff.
I don't understand. Why would we be in trouble to improve our staff?
I don't think we'd be in trouble to improve our staff. I think they're gonna go through all the classes and get certified and then want more money and go someplace else. I mean, I want the staff to have the money. Plus, if we require staff to be certified, then they have a certain number of hours for class time during work time. I don't know of any library system that requires their part-time people be certified.
What if they just want to be certified?
That's what I was getting ready to
Yeah.
say.
That's the
Can they opt into that?
I don't think it should be a requirement, but I think it would be good if they had an incentive.
That's
To opt into it, yeah.
If they wanted to be certified,
They can get certified on their own,
they can, like Ian is.
but the library would not be committed to pay for their classes.
It's been like that all along.
Yes, I understand that,
Anybody can be certified,
that wants to be.
yes.
But we used to allow people who were part-time workers to go to library meetings where you got credit, and we paid for them to go to the meetings as long as they were going to work toward being certified.
Like the summer reading,
You went
Workshop.
to those, and
okay.
and if you wanted to take a class, that they would help you pay the cost of the class and things if you were working towards certification. And that way, if you wanted to move up to another position, you could within the system.
So we don't do that anymore?
And there wasn't anything about it in the policy manual. I
I think we should
that's
encourage it.
actually the first I'd heard about it. Did you do it, Lena? Did you? offer
Yeah, I
classes?
mean, okay, they have to be certified. Really, I mean, to work is in the temporary certification for the part-timer. There is another paraprofessionals.
Paraprofessional, yeah, they still have to take the 4 college courses.
Mhm.
I mean, it's different now. It's not 4 college courses anymore.
They said they have changed.
There's approved courses that they can take, but I don't.
But yeah, the part-timers were required by the library to be able to renew their certificate, whatever it is, when they are there, and the library pays for it. So like Peggy says, if they needed to go to a seminar, to a workshop, they need to do this, do that, then the library pays for it. But it is just to renew whatever certificate they have. And I'm talking from part-time, okay? Because we require them to go to meetings and all that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
staff
So-
can go to meetings and trainings and the
Yeah,
library pays
exactly,
for it,
and
but
pays for it.
those don't go toward an initial certification.
Yeah. That's just to renew their certificates while they're working. Now, if they want to do the professional or paraprofessional, that's another classes that they have to attend to.
and you are really required, if you are full-time, to take a certification course, be it going to college, and we have to pay for it.
So,
College. Now, again, if I'm part-time, okay, and I want to be certified, and I already have done it on my own, and the library didn't pay for it, that's a big plus on me.
oh, yeah.
Okay, I
And
would
that looks good
really,
on the library, too.
yeah, and it looks good, and also I feel that if I was a part-time, and I probably would say, okay, let's have a meeting. One of the goals that I probably would like to tell these part-timers is that you cannot just stay stagnant in one place, okay?
That's what I'm
If
saying.
you could go and improve yourself and maybe take one course and maybe, I don't know, if you have to do a student to go towards that certification, even if we don't require it, I would ask them, go, I encourage you, do it.
Do we
Because
do
that
that?
will be, that would be a good thing in your resume, so
Then I
that should a position open in the library and say, oh, we have a position of part-time, so and so has
Then I
another
think
good
that
job.
should be
And
part
there
of library
should be,
policy.
and I think you have to get it from the pool of part-timers or
For
whichever-
everybody.
Yeah, or for everybody to go towards a job. Now, it's another story. If this part-timer wants to be director, that won't ever work, because you really need a college degree for that one. But if it's just for just working in the library, and aim for that qualification, I would encourage it.
Do we do that?
Get the budget support it.
Wait,
That's what.
Lena, are you talking about the library paying for people to take classes?
No,
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 no.
they're on their own. No,
Just
they're on
be
their,
certified.
I'm just saying.
If they
it
want
would
to
have been
better
a goal.
themselves.
That's what I'm saying. Some of them who are, I don't know, went on their own.
Yeah.
And we didn't pay for some. Legine had to be, we have to pay for Legine, because it is a requirement. She's full-time, she was responsible and all that. I'm just saying one particular employee. I don't want to insert the other
Well,
employees.
like Boyd, for instance, if he wants to go on and do more work,
Mhm.
then we should encourage him.
Yeah,
Well,
I would,
he
I
has
would
to
think that
once
to
he's
be a goal.
certified.
Yeah.
Once
I know
he's
he has to.
certified, he has to do
Yeah.
a certain number of classes over the next 5 years, because they'll have to renew that certification.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
what we
once
should
you're
do is have every person, part-time and full-time, to be certified as possible.
If you're
If they're
certified,
working-
can you work any position, any full-time position in the library except director, or
No,
you have to take special classes once you're certified?
you would have to be,
Or each position?
you would have to be a cataloger to do catalog, really. I mean, not the small adding, items that are already in the system, but to do like,
But you all do that for
Yes.
certified people already.
Yes.
You go ahead and pay for their, like if they need a cataloging.
But to encourage them, would we not have to offer X amount of money toward a class?
I would think so.
I would think so.
I mean, you can We- verbally say, I encourage you to get Yeah, your yeah. certification. Yeah, like I said.
But
it
I
could be
mean,
a goal.
look at what the salaries are, and those classes are not usually very cheap.
no,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
$600.
I mean, they can afford it, they're only making $10.20.
That's what I'm saying, no, they can't.
It's,
I mean, they're condemned to be in one position for their life, and that's no future in that. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in that position where I could.
But if we added X amount of money for a class a year per one person or something, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, that came up at one time, but there's also another issue here, that there were part-timers who were we encouraged to go to school,
Yeah,
but they didn't want to.
Well, if they don't want to, then they
That's
don't
why
have to.
you cannot make them full-time.
No.
And also, if there's a position good for a full-timer, the library or the Department of Libraries, so because we are also under the Department of Libraries to make all this certification, they give you 5 years to go either college, do this, do that, and enroll, to be certified into that, to be full-time.
that's the same
Okay.
time in teaching. You have to,
Yeah,
you know, you have to go for a 50-year or get a
Rank one,
master's.
master's, and make rank one.
So if you are a part-timer and there is no, unless you're on your own, there is just no way that the library will pay for you to become a professional. A lot of
No.
people don't want, they just want part-time. Yeah, and just like you said, many of the part-timers just want. So I will commend anybody who are part-timers who want to better themselves and go and say, okay, I'll take 2 courses. I'll make my goal at another course this semester, next semester another course. So that really is commendable, but I'm sorry the library doesn't have any budget to pay for education unless you really want to go. I think we don't address it.
We could end up being costly.
So these people, okay, I'm looking, there's one that works 16 hours and one
Probably a janitor,
10 hours,
janitor.
and then the rest are 40 hours. But they're
That's 40, that's for 2 weeks. It's 20
Yeah.
hours per week.
Your 80 hours are the full timers. The 40 are your part timers.
Okay,
The less than 40 and 16, they are janitors.
so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's 10 part-timers listed on there.
Say that again.
There are 10 part-time positions listed on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't count.
That includes the janitors.
No,
And
Tabitha works
Take classes.
56 hours.
She works at the 2 branches and she does not, since she's a janitor, she doesn't need certification.
Oh, no,
I
no,
see
no,
what you're
no,
saying.
definitely.
So we could actually encourage all part-timers to be certified, right?
No, they're not required to.
No, but I mean, we should encourage it.
I would if you are on your own.
Right, if you're
If
gonna
they want to.
encourage me, better be giving me an incentive to do so. Like pay for the class or pay some of the class.
Increase their hours.
Or in
Uh,
percent. Or
Not
they're-
until they're certified.
Well, that's-
It's like a catch.
And, I mean, we could probably offer something like partial tuition reimbursement, maybe half of the class.
There's another way to look at it too.
It's
Okay?
totally fine.
Yeah, it's one. If you have an applicant who already has like 2 years of college, okay, so you know that maybe some of the courses she took will go towards certification. She might have taken Appalachian folklore. She might have taken computer science. So all she probably needed
Well,
are
here's-
data science. Yeah. So she already has a foundation to be certified. Okay. So that one, that was on her own. We didn't do that. And maybe she might want to pursue it and say, okay, let me go get some more classes like community development or whatever courses. they
Then
take,
when-
or computer science maybe.
Okay, then I have to reach a certain point that I can be, certified, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you meet those requirements for certification, I don't see why not.
And then you can be
Then you're
considered.
being a
And you
full-time.
could, yeah, then you could go full time. And if there's a vacancy, you could always
Do
say,
we
oh,
have a policy like
I don't know.
We have the certification policy, but in that, it only addresses full-time people.
do that?
there's also a policy there that if there's a vacancy in our system, it should be offered to
Okay.
those already who are in the
Within.
system.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the first consideration. Yeah, okay, so if I was a part-time, I already have 3 subjects, classes in college, and
Yeah.
I said, okay, there's
Yeah.
a vacancy, and they give me 5 years to complete the certification process to become full-time, I'll go for it. Okay, maybe the library won't pay for that though, because it's not like, it's not in the budget, it's not in the policy that we're going to pay for it.
We do pay, it's in the policy that we pay for
For the initial,
people that
for
need
the initial,
certification
oh,
for
okay.
full-time.
oh, there you go. Because you're given 5 years.
We will talk about that when we get to this.
Okay, so don't you want to do anything else for the budget now, or we're
Yeah.
done with it?
No, we're
or-
not done with it. We
So
had a
are we
tangent.
going to the, we're going to the
We're
job
not-
description
we-
now, or what?
No, we're still on the budget.
Okay,
Dues now.
Travel to dues, that's for like, Kentucky Library Association, which the library pays for me to be a member, and actually the library pays for all the board members to be members.
Did you do that for us already?
I
I
just did
never-
mine, I need to do all of yours.
I didn't have in that, any note that a board member that my membership fee is okay.
I'll,
And I've been there.
no.
No. No, because when they give us a certificate that we're board members, we get a little paper that congratulations, da, da, da. And the library pays $25, I think, for membership or depending.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, but I probably have
members.
been applied.
Um,
It's another.
per
That's all right.
diem, per diem is when we travel, pays us for meals. And, we didn't travel any last year and we traveled some this year. I left it at 1,000 to see where we're at. And then lodging was the same. We didn't travel anywhere last year, but I went for, Library Legislative Day and we went to Kentucky Public Library Association Conference. And those, will show up when I, do the year-end actually. So I left them alone. Continuing education is $7,700. Capital outlay is basically anything that I need to take a bid for. Any remodeling of buildings, any expanding, any equipment that we're purchasing on large scale for the branches. So I put in, since we're hoping to do some stuff in the long range plan, I left I put furniture and fixtures. Are you guys?
Yeah, you really cut the budget for capital outlay, huh?
I put $50,000 in furniture and fixtures, and I put $100,000 in equipment, and I put $100,000 in building, and then I put the building fund, which is where we had been putting the reserve excess for the last few years. I lowered that to $121,604.
And it was 802,000 budget last year.
It was,
Yeah.
I moved a bunch of that up to, building repair and, not in capital outlay in the other part where we're doing.
I see that, but putting the architect for 100,000,
Yes, which I really hope he doesn't get that.
I hope so too, no. No,
And,
I don't think so, we're building a new building for an architect. It's just,
well, after we finish with Blackie, we're gonna start a remodel project for Harry and Cottle. And there's some repairs that are big and need to be done there.
you need an architect for that.
I think more likely what we need is a design firm. Somebody that can do the, but I think a design firm can also fall under architect.
It's just semantics.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
could put their professional, figure or whatever, slash, because if you're just singling it out to architect.
Oh, I
So,
can add,
yeah, because you might want a designer, you might want a construction or
Our
one.
problem with, when we, had the, farm mural building, we got an architect. Well, I had, a Riverside RC plant, construction company, was gonna build for $120 and board members wanted to get an architect. So an architect, we got one place. And he designed 2 chandeliers, $20,000 a piece, in the entrance way. 4 unsupported columns, $10,000 a piece. And I said, people walk in and pay the insurance, they go, look up and say, I paid for it. And, but he was, he was getting percentage, so his approximate, appropriation for the building was $890,000. We could only borrow $500,000.
Wow.
So, I mean, he burned us so good, and
yeah.
so you gotta watch about an architect, because
Oh, I know
he
it.
gets
I
a
know.
percentage of what.
I know
I put slash, in the architect line, I put slash design firm, and then
That's
I'll add
right.
that in.
Yeah. Because rather than
And there
single
should be,
bill.
should be a limit on it too.
Well, I think the Kentucky Revised Statutes has a limit.
Like there's certain professional people that we don't have to do bids for, like architect, design firm, possibly elevator workers, I forget what all else. So altogether, I had, this is on with the grand total is $2,104,004. So the possible intake matches the possible outgo.
That's all you can do.
Which is what we're supposed to do, which is why I left wiggle room in a lot of those line items.
I'll give you a little background that is probably, when we were building this library, we have to interview, remember that, Janet? 3 architects to come here, because this is like, what, 300, 400,000 building, 500.
Is this a Bill Richardson building?
Yeah, it's a Bill. So we have Bill Richardson, one from Lexington, that the department really recommended. And there was another guy. So there were like 3 firms. They came here, everybody presents what they like. So we pick our local guy. Why? Because we wanted to give business to local, of course, and I still look at it that way. I tell you what, I got a scolding from the Department of Libraries. Why didn't we consider the one in Lexington? They were good, they were da-da-da-da-da. And I'm sure they were good. But then we realized that, okay, we have to take up our people too.
Exactly.
And I
They
said,
want-
and he's going to get the workers from here. If we hire the architect from Lexington, then I'm sure he's going to get all these people from Lexington. So that's how this building was built. And I said, the Department of Libraries didn't like that at all. They told me, they wrote me, and of course, my board said, the board said, no, we are picking the one already built, Blackie, they already go to see. So that's how it came. And I think you have to make a decision yourself when it comes to things like that.
Wouldn't they have charged mileage?
Yeah, travel.
Travel and
And
also.
then they'd have to stay the night.
Yeah, but the sad
Like a
thing,
lawyer too,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
call,
yeah,
on the telephone, they charge you. You know?
I know what I'm missing.
but the sad thing about that is that we got the constructor from here, but my God, there were so many problems, wasn't it,
What
Janet?
about, we still have to go over this stuff.
Yeah,
Loading,
We
circulating.
need to do this. I've got another meeting.
yeah, that's what I said. Are we done with the budget or something?
We are done with the budget. If you guys have, it doesn't have to be approved today. If you have suggestions, anything you want me to change, we have until next month. But
My
if-
next month is June.
yes, we have to have it accepted by the end of June.
I have a suggestion, and then
Yes.
we probably could make a decision later.
Yes.
Could you please, maybe, I know this was a form that we've used for so long, I could
Yes.
almost memorize it. If you could put actual to maybe up to May,
Up to,
May, so that we are almost certain that that's the.
oh, sure. Instead of
Okay.
doing it in December, do it in May.
Yeah, just for this meeting, when we do the budget, just to be sure that, okay.
You want me to do the actuals again? for this
Yeah,
year?
because this one is just up to December, it's already.
You know, it takes a week to do the actuals.
We could do that. Yeah, we could do that. There's a month there.
We can look at the financial report. He has the,
Yeah. If we could do it, if not, then that's all right.
Yeah, I agree, that's,
Yeah, because you have just 1 month, June, to think, okay, and then it's more accurate. Then you could
Exactly.
almost see how much
You
you
can
are
see the
going to
progression
see.
all the-
Yeah, you could almost see what your budget for personnel is, how much you already spent. Just 1 month now that you could think, because you're going to start with July.
Yeah.
For this budget here. I'm just suggesting, and then we could really make a judgment that, okay, we can afford to give them an increase. We could afford, although I know, that's the only questionable part, probably,
have to
is the
go over-
increase of personnel. All the rest is good. I mean, we don't change any with the building fund, books, computer. It's only the personnel probably, and so we just probably need an actual, if we could do that. If not, then it's all right with me.
I'm just thinking of all the things that get put on the back burner when I do the actual numbers, because I sit there with something that is.
Because it will be end of May when we come back. We're coming June already.
50 pages, and I go through each line so that I know where it needs to go. And not all of them, I can take the number from the bottom, like a whole bunch of stuff gets lumped into programming that isn't programming.
But it also helps you when you do your annual report. It's as accurate as can be.
When I do the annual report, I use the year-end numbers, not the.
Yeah, because I used to do it by month. This is how much we spend in January, this is our month, and then, of course, you put it where it should be. I don't know, that's just a suggestion, but if it's too much work, that's all right. I'm just suggesting something, it might be too much work, so it's all right, just forget it.
Carry on to this
We'll carry on to the next.
floating clerk.
While we're still on budget, I talked to Dell about computers for Fleming Neon. The estimate was just over $12,000 for 12 computers. That's 10 all-in-ones and 2 desktops for staff use at the circulation desk and in the workroom. And since I know you guys said to go ahead and order computers, since it's $12,000, if we were to write them a check, Dell would wait for the check to arrive and then send us the computers. And I was talking with the guy, and they did give us 2 other options. He said we can pay with a credit card or debit card, or we could do an ACH transfer, which is basically like they put in the information and it's almost like taking a check out of the account. With your permission, I will call him with the ACH information. That way we don't have that large of a charge on the debit card. I just would like you guys to approve an ACH transaction before I do it for $12,000 and change.
We've already said with computers, so whatever's the best way to pay, easiest way to pay for them, I would think.
Great.
Anybody else discussion on that?
On the debit card, I don't,
It's probably got a spend per day limit.
They would probably call you to make sure that you
Yeah,
used your
yeah.
credit
on some
card.
credit card, but you get a percentage rebate.
Yeah,
Do we have one of those?
No, it's not a credit card, it's a debit card that comes out of the state fund.
My credit card, like 5% of gas.
Are you going to use the?
Well, that's what he's
it's
saying.
Yeah,
If you use a credit card, do you get some
We don't-
money back?
We don't have a credit card.
You don't. The bank, the library does not have a credit card.
No, we've got the Walmart cards and a debit card. And then we've got an Amazon business account, which is like,
Do you get the money back from the Walmart card or?
no,
do you do Rakuten on your Amazon?
no.
I don't know if you can do that stuff in your
Not
business.
with a business
I don't
account.
know if you could either, but it sounded good.
Yeah,
Use Rakuten and get money back.
Well, that's, I was thinking about the, what's it, express card that you get, my sister gets about 5% discount.
yeah, we have that at home.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts
Imagine.
because I would just use the blue card this time.
Yeah.
But, oh, and I use what I like, period, I don't.
That's
care.
what,
But
that's, we do that too, because the boys are like
Go
that.
ahead.
I do
Yeah.
mileage plans.
Okay, boss. Go
I,
ahead.
I said, let's go,
Okay.
carry on.
the full-time floating clerk position, should have a job description. Basically, it's,
I
they,
don't think I got one of those, but
You might want that.
here, I've got one. Thank you.
it's this page, well, these pages.
Are we making your job harder?
And this is just gonna be, is this just gonna be in-house right now?
Yes. I know of 2 people that are already interested. It's full-time, so they'll be medical and dental. On the wage sheet that Wayne did, I had him list $11, but I started looking at the job description while I was filling it in last night. And I was like, $11 is not enough. If we're asking them to drive all over the county as part of their regular hours, we should be paying them at least.
Did we
12.
talk about reimbursing mileage during this too?
So, kind of. The way that it usually works is if I ask, like, you can't put in mileage for regular work schedule.
Okay.
Like if you're scheduled to go to a different branch,
If I had to drive the Letcher.
right, then you wouldn't be paid for the mileage. But if you have to go to Blackie to cover somebody being sick and you just found out that morning, that would be covered by mileage. So the regular schedule is not covered, but anything out of the ordinary would be.
I just wondered, because I used to get paid mileage when I was in that
I got mileage too, but you had to go to your job.
Yeah, but so some money.
Yeah.
You had to.
No, I mean, well,
So this will be from their
That's what I said, if I live in Fleming County,
And I get mileage.
that's a lot.
So they had to go from Leon Place.
It would be from whatever their closest library branch is to where they're going that day. So it's basically any extra mileage.
Yeah.
That's what we'll cover.
All right, so you have 2 interested people?
Yes,
It's 2?
so far. That's the in-house stuff. I know when we put out the information about the Blackie opening, we had a guy call from Harlan who used to work for the Harlan County Library System, and he's certified, and somebody told him about the floating circulation clerk position. I was like, we have
He
to
wouldn't
open
make
it
any
in-house.
money.
We have to open it in-house first.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
in-house
that's
first,
what we
but
decided.
if you're looking at a Harlan County guy driving Blackie or Fleming County, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They were making, I grew up in Harlan County.
I think he was more interested about getting his foot in the door. He's got an informatics degree, which is similar to library science, but it's got a lot more computer use. But we'll do in-house and
Always
Yeah.
starting out.
yeah,
You always get the best one. I mean, the policy says okay to the in-house, but if there's somebody who's just maybe more qualified when they're in-house, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't take the one that's been,
More
and you know, that
qualified.
who could be beneficial to the whole system.
Yeah.
That's just. my
I think
opinion.
you and the librarian should be the one choosing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
we will. It'll
That's
be,
like, well, Gina, now,
Exactly.
Alina and Gina would be the one
Yeah,
to
yeah,
choose.
yeah.
Do the interview.
it'll be,
That's true, that's true.
it'll
that's true.
probably be a committee of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true, that's true.
I'd like to be included in the committee.
In the interviews?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we done with this
I
one?
want to see, I want to see you get out of my place. That's my life.
Yeah, that definitely. I think it's.
Well, yeah,
Input for the
yeah,
board.
yeah.
Of course.
It's like
That's a
Pickett's
part-
being on out.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is somebody that's gonna be going to all the branches.
Yes, so they have to be able to work well with everybody and provide good customer service and kind of know their way around all the libraries and be able to drive the bookmobile, all that stuff.
I think
Driving the book will
Transport
not
places,
scare me.
read books, climb the step ladder.
it's my library.
Yeah,
See, I can't stand, I can't climb ladders, even step
I can, well,
I
it's
do it,
mostly
but
the step
I'm not
stools that
supposed
we use to get stuff off the top shelf.
Oh, one more item. I really want to complain about Fleming's the lights are arranged wrong for the book. You cannot
The
read.
lights.
It was
the lower-
dark.
You cannot
Yeah,
read.
Still,
Yeah.
I went through,
yeah.
you cannot read the lower two levels of books and
Be somewhere between the shelves.
yeah, the shelves are this way, the lighting is that way.
That was the architect.
And I don't know.
We
if you
can
realize-
probably,
Can
Turn
you
the shelves.
realize
I think
the
they just
shelves-
need to be moved.
when we,
Turn the shelves.
when we
Yeah.
get the
Rotate the
floors, when we get that carpet replaced, we can turn the shelves.
Okay,
It's expensive to turn shelves though.
the shelves are this way, the
There's-
lighting's this way.
Which one is
KPC, which is
easier?
one of the design
Lights or-
firms in Lexington, they have a shelf lifter. They will, they told me about it when we started talking about rubber flooring. They can, it's basically like a pallet lifter, something slides in and lifts. But I don't know about how we can turn the shelves. We'd have to disassemble
They
Or could
everything.
it be lights?
It's the lighting.
How about the lighting? I think it's the lighting. They
The
said
lights are not all on.
Yeah.
It's just partial lighting.
They were supposed to have bulbs in all of the lights
They
above
not-
the shelves.
They need to be,
If she did,
she
she
didn't
would
have her lights
no
on. You know,
Okay.
like a big light here and then a light way down there. There's nothing.
It might be the lights that need to be adjusted.
Yeah, I think that's where the problem is, the lights.
Cause you couldn't read the bottom row of the book, cause I tried.
Well, but if you look at the lights, you can see where the dark spots are, and they're at the, they just need to
Really
adjust
bad.
the lighting, is what I think.
I quit complaining.
Well, we've got lighting problems everywhere. We've got dark spaces in here, and this is all LED, and all of the light fixtures have LED lights, and he wanted to skip some. I was like, no, it's too dim in there anyway.
Yeah, they need to be.
But they were supposed to have
It was dark.
lights
Extremely
over
dark.
all of the, all of the lights in over the shelves, and then have half lights in the open areas. But
Could you have a directional lighting pin on top of the shelf? That make any sense?
I'll
I
have
think
to
we just
see
need
it.
to fit the lights.
You know, like an artist,
it's just
like
a
an
scan.
artist saying, angle it, because he's saying you can't see the lower
Yeah.
shelves of the books, so angle them. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
There should, you need a
You
lighting.
can put a stop light
We
on
need
it.
we need somebody.
Stop the
Lighting.
clip lights.
Leave the lighting design.
And you can look.
Hey, I might make money. I'll develop one.
Invent it.
No,
It's not, I mean, the pictures there, it's the lighting that is
Yeah.
not turned. It's like half of this one, a quarter of this one, and whatever.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
not
see
full. It's
all
not
the
fully lighted.
It's lights.
I will definitely stop in there. I mean, I have to go there soon anyway, but
thank you. No,
Okay, anything else? There's somebody like a meeting. Anytime.
Okay.
And my son is growing.
I'm trying to have some stuff.
Okay,
Oh,
let me make sure I've covered everything. Oh, in the back of your packet was a thing from Verkada. There was an article about them. They do security cameras. Just take a look at that. I'm gonna get a couple of, and there was a bid in there also, which, Verkada is, they do, it's security video filming, and it's accessible over the internet, and I've gotten names of 2 other companies, and I'm gonna see if they can come and do bids also. Let's see, packet, it looked like,
Oh, 66,000?
that's for all 4 branches.
So
That
these
is,
are these outside cameras?
it's
that you can-
inside and outside, and
Okay.
that is just installation and the first year.
Oh,
After the first year, it's like $5,000 a year. But it's a
sounds,
cover your behind kind of thing.
well, yeah, but still, that
Oh,
sounds
yeah,
like a
that's
lot.
too much.
I'm going to get bids from other places. thing I like about Verkada most is ease of use. I could pull it up on my phone. I can send footage through email or text to the police, to local law enforcement, the sheriff's office, to the county attorney's office, anybody that we needed.
And it's not just one branch.
And it's all 4 branches.
Well, yeah, I get that.
And it works as a security system. Like it will send me an alert if there's motion after hours. That's travel and
Where are they out of? California?
no, well, the Verkada company is in California.
Oh, I was joking.
Schiller, which is the company that does the installation, is out of Lexington.
Okay, I'm just, you just
I know it's expensive.
very.
But I understand CYA too.
Yeah, they not only do the after hours alert, they track how many people are in the building. It will do, heat and moisture censoring, all kinds of stuff.
So it alerts fire department.
It will alert the fire department. That's included in that 66,000.
So if the one on the black,
They would call the police or the fire department,
There's
depending on
Or
the,
911 for you or whatever.
yes.
Or if there's no one, they'll call whoever from the library board. Yeah.
Or they would send me
The
the alert.
director, yeah. You would probably get.
I would actually get an alert on my phone.
Right.
And then they would call whoever they needed to call.
There's a number one, either the director, the second one on the call, if they don't get the director, is the police, and then the fire. They have a layer of who they would call. Because I used to get all those calls at my house, and David used to get that too. And then I
On
got
my list, I have see about neon lights, see about Lexington Herald electronically, email Brian and let him know that we want the Pella door, call Denise about sick time donation policy. That's Denise Johnson, the school
Right.
system. Look into 6 times direct donation, and H wants to be in the interviews for the floating person, right?
And the Blackie,
The Blackie person.
the Blackie person.
You want to be in the interview for the part-time person at Blackie? Those are
yes, but not have a voting.
Those are Thursday and Monday. I can, Thursday, I think I'm there at 10 interviews.
This coming Thursday.
Yes. Here's those farthest away. Okay.
Let's see the picture on my tent. Jody takes this.
The other
And
interview.
I had 2 pairs, I took them down there. I was cleaning out my.
Other interview, Plattsburgh,
No, they're at Blackie.
all of them black. They start at 10.
Thursday, we start at 10. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it
Okay.
starts at 10. And then Monday, I have 1 o'clock, which means it probably starts at 1:30. I can double check those.
Motion to adjourn.
It's a joy.
Next meeting is June 20th.
I will not be at that meeting.
Okay, we can run things.
We got 2 doctors' appointments that day. One for.
That meeting is at Whitesburg. I will schedule another meeting here later after they've finished.
How about Blackie? What are we gonna go see that, or is it?
We are going to Blackie again. Let me see if I can put that up while I've got this going.
It's gonna be coming late.
No, he does. I live in Whitesburg.
I haven't met you before.
No, I haven't
Oh, I'm
met you.
sorry.
I'm Lady Hunt.
Do you know the rest of these people, Peggy?
Yes.
Okay. Go to the website. Yoga is going strong. It is Thursday evening. Please feel free to come and join us. Just come in the back door.
Afternoons on Fridays at 4, just for whatever kind of crafty thing you like to do, and then join us.
I am wrong. June is at Blackie. July is here. August, I mean, not here, Whitesburg. August is Whitesburg. September is Blackie again. And we can move. I will change one of those meeting locations to here after the door is done.
Okay.
That's good. We like that. We like that.
Okay. I'm gonna open up.
Is the library going to be closed for primary or no? Are you-
No, we're not a
You're not
polling
a
place.
primary?
We're not a polling location.
You're not a polling? Okay.
I'm
I just
going
wonder.
to see if anybody has questions. I will open
Is it a polling?
Yeah, it's not a polling place.
Really?
There and,
You going there?
have to go to Jenkins or Neon.
I think if anybody has
This
any
summer?
questions, they would have sent it to
When is
me
it
or they through Messenger.
They brought the boat
Um,
machines back. Small.
Oh, did they? I think they put them purchase this morning.
Oh,
But
So when they do the deck out there,
there's Jenkins and
my
there's Neon,
nephew's company,
then they go down.
I
the road.
think is the one that came.
Really don't have a lot of
Hospitals.
choice. And my community is gonna be
Taylor
the
for the
southern.
railing up.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know why.
For Brian Lewis, you know?
okay. No questions in the chat.
I talked to you.
I will end the meeting as soon as we are.
I mean, I move that we adjourn.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Time is 1:47. Opposed?
That was a
Okay.
long meeting. And a long meeting.
It was.
Yeah, I know, it's a long.
Now,
Thank you for watching. Have a great day.